He's cleaning up for company. Some running bores. Had to go get the dozer, didn't you? You almost spilled it, didn't you? Tanner, that's your oil. It's finally going in. Say bye-bye. It's like magnetic, it sticks to it. So I'm gonna keep this, scrape this out of here. I'd like to clean this more consistently, more regularly. It will make our coolant last a lot longer. What can we do with this? It's like aerated metal, isn't it? One more. That's 20 thousandths.
How gross is your hand getting? Or should I just be happy it's not a towel I have to wash?
I mean, this is how I want to clean it out every time. Our coolant will stay nice if I do this every time. Just clean it out. I think I'm going to go ahead and clean the paper too. We'll see. Yeah, flip it over now. Say bye-bye, metal.
Bye-bye.
So we got this set of 7.3 heads right here. Brought it over here, using this as my little, this is gonna be my head working side right here. Finally put the computer up, move some stuff. And I'm gonna blow this out around here. All of these exhaust valves leak. One of them was fairly tight, but I don't have a plate to vacuum test the whole thing because we have to vacuum test all the intakes at the same time. So we have some plates, but I don't have one set up for the 7.3. I mean, maybe I might just use that plate, drill some more holes in it, hope for the best. We'll see. Right now, let's just see how it reacts back in from the backside. Normally, I would like to vac it from the other side that way it's trying to pull air past it the way it's going, but we can test it like this. I mean, however right that is, be the judge in the comments. But like we got an exhaust port right there and drops like a rock. It's gone. But we throw it on an intake right here. Just watch us. The intakes are a lot better. It will let you somewhat kind of sort of test. See, that exhaust is pretty good. Just drops fast. So we're gonna go ahead and pull them apart. The intakes actually seem to be pretty good. Like I mean, it's slow, but it probably, pull the springs off, we'll see how worn out the guides are. If the guides aren't bad, we might just do a lap. Who knows? We'll see. The session's kind of all over the place. I mean, we got 48 on the intake and 34 on the intake. Pretty big range. 35, 35, 41. So we got 6 difference there. 42, 48, 38, 34. I mean, yeah. I mean, the exhausting, let's see, 41, 42, 39, 39, good, 36. Those are all within 4 thousandths of each other, but the intakes are just everywhere. And so now I'll mark which ones, they all pretty much leak. So I'm gonna go through and look one more time. Okay, so I was worried about the spring pressure. These springs are beefy on the 7.3. Remember, we're R&D, and we're figuring out 7.3s right now. That's a lot of pressure on there, and I normally use the machine. To assemble the heads, and it uses the weight of the head, and I have a little insert I can put in it and press down and put the springs on, put the retainers on, the keepers. But with this high spring pressure, I figured I'd go ahead and try to find a way to not have to press up on the head, because when I press the springs down, it wants to pick up on the head, and I just don't want to do that much undue crap to it. What's going on in here? Oh, the dozer's gone. So I didn't really like to put that much pressure on the machine. So I decided this manual compressor is a pain in the butt. To actually push this down and compress the spring is just ridiculous. So we can take the spring compressor and close it, right? I'll put it on here and go ahead and close it. It's all the way closed now. Now look at the other side. We can spin this down, even though it's a little bent. Spin that down, put it on the valve, just to tighten it up a little bit. And then I will physically just spin this. Okay, this, very easy, like really easy. I just spin that down, and it takes a little more time, granted, but it's very reliable. And let's see if I can get them out. Take the keepers out, and then we can just pop it loose. Comes apart, spin that back. Keep that spun down. Set it over here, boom, we got another spring, top, and we are disassembling the cylinder heads. So I've got the heads in the cleaner. I cleaned one valve so far. Cleaned it up. Just wire brushed it. But I got these so these blocks, I just put the valves in it, and they're where they need to go depending on what direction the cylinder head actually takes us in. Whether or not we replace, because there's a pretty good chance if we do guides, then it doesn't matter about keeping them in order. But I haven't even really checked the guides, they're dirty. So just disassemble the heads and get them in the cleaner first, and then we'll check the guides. And in the meantime, I'll clean these valves, and then we'll check the valves, check the guides. Because if we do not touch the guide, then, and the recession is somewhat decent, then we can get away with like lapping in. This potentially could just be a lap job, but it probably isn't. We're probably gonna check for bent valves. A couple of them were pretty hard to get out, which the VR10 checks just automatically. You just watch it and it spins, and you know if it's bent. And those are some pretty hefty springs, so let's go clean these valves up and get ready for when the heads come out. And just like that, they're all done. There's the biggest leaker. I had some pretty big leakers, like right here. Yeah, it pretty much looks like crap. Worried about the valve. See how far it dips down right there? Who knows if that's just smashing into the seat, but that could be, I mean, there's no way to get around that for recession. So we have to clean it up, which is going to take even less off the face of the valve. It's going to be even more recession. So it's looking like we're going to have to put seats in just to bring the recession back to a normal area. I mean, we'll cut them real quick and maybe we'll get lucky. I mean, if we go cut everything, like I said, I haven't checked the guides yet. If the guides need to be done, then all this is out the window. Who cares? We'll just take all the valves and throw them in a pile, grind them all, and go from there. But if we're not going to abandon the guides, then potentially these valves could stay in the same hole they was in. So that's why I put them in here, because we still have that option to put them back. Now we got them clean. We'll get the heads clean, wire brush that, and then we'll see how the guides look once it gets out of the free cleaner. Yep, she's losing her lamp. We have our little setup over here, and this lamp, you can point it straight up into the ceiling right there, and every single light off in the shop, and you can see everything in the entire shop just by this little bitty lamp. It is amazing. But I need a little lamp over here yes, we did get the cylinder heads clean. Let's get to that. I'm gonna put this lamp up. I just need some light. Does it look like the seat is smashed in? You cannot freaking tell. Guides. Looking for the right tooling, basically. So when it comes to a valve guide, right there, you've got 5651 is what the OD of the guide is. So I need to be a little under 50. I need to be a little over ½ inch. It needs to be over ½ inch though, because we don't want 65 thousandths of freaking press fit. That will never get in the hole. You won't do it. You need like 2 thousandths. So 3146 is the ID, which 3112 is 8 millimeters. So okay, they're 8 millimeter guides. The 7.3 and the 12 valve Cummins is both 8 millimeter guides, and when I can use the same cutters for both of them. Okay, so 12 valve Cummins and 7-liter or 7.3. Yeah, a couple of them that we really never even have messed with. So I can get the drill, the guide drill. It's 311 by 5628. They have this one, but that's 24 valve. It doesn't say that it's 24 valve, but because the finished cut of under ½ inch, it's 24 valve. Okay, there's another one, 492, ½ inch reamer, ½ inch, finished ream ½ inch. Okay, so at ½ inch, the guide is not ½ inch. The guide is 5640. Both of them, 5651 is the one we're gonna use. Nice, we're doing 5/16 is basically 8 millimeter. So now we're in the book of the holders. All of my holders here, like these guys, this little guy right here, is a 3/8. I've got 3/8. 3/8 pilot hole. Let me show you what it is. My 3/8 hole is this guy. Okay, this is a holder that's gonna hold the reamer just like this one does. Right now, granted, you could say, I have another one of those. I have 2 of these, so I could do another one. Okay, now I can start looking at it closer. I'm not exactly sure what all the numbers mean, what the classifies. Let me show you what. Okay, like right here, this is a ½ inch by 11/32. Okay, so is ½ inch this size? Is this ½ inch? So I need to check that. So I can actually check the part number. Let's do that. CDR 7196 FP. Okay, this is what I ran into. Okay, that right there is CDR 7196, right? It's 11/32 and ½ inch. ½ inch is the OD. The ID is 11/32. So ½ inch by 11/32, 7196. CDR 7196 right there is 11/32, ½ inch, 3/8 round. Okay, so we're talking about ½ inch and 11/32, so it's ½ inch here, 11/32. So that tells you that my cutters, all of my tooling that I use right here is all 3/8 round. So I'm a 3/8 round for the holder to be able to hold the reamer, the drill. So when you follow me with the guide, the OD of the guide is 5651. So that tells you right there, I need a reamer that is over ½ inch. And the ID, I need to be, 3120, 3122, something like that would be about 8 millimeter, something like that. So 3146, they're allowing a little bit on the ID of the guide for the actual stem. Okay, so I've been looking through guide sleeves, been looking through all the sizes, what sizes they have available. That's Regis, you got Goodson here, and after digging all the way through it, I come to right here, up here. So we've got one right there. It's a 790. So 8mm, pretty much. You've got 311 by 5628. So we're over ½ inch. At 311 would be for the 8mm guide. 311, remember we're 3146. So we've got 3 thousandths, which means the guide is gonna be quite a bit. Whatever, it doesn't really matter though, because that guide, that is only the pilot to drill out the guide, the 311. The finished size of the new guide that we're gonna put in is 3146. And then when you go from there, you go to this. The stem is 3122. So 312, basically you can call it 312 and we're at 311. Hey, right there. Then you look down there at the guide and it's 3146. Okay, so in theory, the guide is about 2 thousandths bigger than the stem. So not sure how much sizing we're gonna need, but we got 3120. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Right there. So we're 3146 on the guide and the stem is 3122. Okay, so we need that drill. Goodson CDR 563 CB. So there's our drill. There's our size. 311 by 568, 5628. Okay, after going through all of these, I have not found another one that's also a dual, which means you only one time. That's all we ever use. It's just, I know some of the older stuff, I guess, I don't know because I've never done it, is they have 2 of these because one of them is a drill and one's a reamer. I don't understand. I don't know. I just run the drill through it and then, yeah. So, problem is, ½ inch round shank. It'd be nice to have a 3/8 with a flat, but look, nothing. Nothing. They're all ½ inch or below. So we keep looking around and this the only one is ½ inch round shank. Even down here, look down here. Look around, blah, 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 50, 50, 50, 562, ½ inch pilot. Yeah, no. So these are 3/8 flat. Keeping up with me here? These are 3/8 flat, but the one that I'm getting is a ½ inch round shank, which means we need to go here. Those are the ones that we got right there. 3/8 shank diameter tools, $322. There is our ½ inch. So we've got $322 for this piece right here, ½ inch, and then ½ inch here. And then we got a couple $100 for the bit. So we are $550 to be able to cut one guide. That should last a very, very long time. Don't let me get you wrong. I mean, as long as we don't crash it, but one crash and you got to drop a couple $100 for a new bit. But the holder generally stays forever. I mean, this one's a little dirty, but. So we got to go shopping for the 7.3. We're going to get some parts ordered and get them on the way. I haven't even looked at the seats yet. I haven't done it. We've got the overhaul kit came for the gaskets came for the 6 liter we're doing right now. And that's in the engine room, so we need to get that buttoned up, get that out of there so that there's no more engine to be built in the engine room. Then we've got the 7.3 here that is going through the disassembly. So we got soon we're gonna get started on that too. Our problem, we got a problem. So we'll get started on that also, but I gotta get these out of the way because it's gonna be no good to have all those engine parts all over the place when all I gotta do is just put the engine together, and then that engine and all its parts can disappear. Then because the Chris's truck is gonna take the whole area. It's gonna take all that. It's gonna take the engine assembly area and it's gonna take the cab lift area. So just because of all the stuff we're gonna be taking apart. So we're not gonna dig into it right now. We're gonna get this other stuff. I don't know that I'm gonna have the 7.3. We're gonna have a bunch of shipping going, and I'm all right to let that just hang out. But we are going to consistently be moving forward every second we got. I would, because we need, like, I'm gonna have to order some seats, which I really don't, because they're 30 and 37.5 degree angles, which is the same cutters. I have to check the seat width and see if I can use the actual cutter heads and just adjust the size for the 7.3 versus 6 liter 6.4, because I know I got plenty of cutters for that, but I'm not going to want to be changing a whole bunch. I mean, 7.3, we're probably going to be doing quite a few of them, so it's probably going to be worth doing this. So in order to cut a valve seat out, you got to start with one of these, something like that, one of these. They're about $400 a piece. And then you got to get one of these little holders here, depending on what the price is. You got to get whichever size you need. So they're a couple $100 too. You got to get one of those. So now you've got the holder and you've got the tool holder and the fixture. And then you got just the cheap inserts. Most of those are fairly cheap, 20, 30 bucks, something like that. I do use this too. I can't believe that thing was $141. That's freaking nuts. But yeah, that's how we do it right now. And it works. It works really, really well. In any minute that we're spending changing tooling and is, you know, I'm probably at the end going to wish that we would have just got them, because I mean, it's wasted time, because it takes a little bit of time to use this needle thing right here, and to use that, it takes to get it all set up and then transfer it over to the cutter, and then you adjust the cutter head. They're not even showing a full cutter put together here. I guess I could walk over there and show you one. The screw on here, and it moves it in and out, and then you tighten the 2 screws that are down. Well, that's not even one. You tighten the screws that are down inside this little holder right here. There's screws that come up from the bottom, and you slide the foot in and adjust it and get it exactly where you want it, and then tighten those up. It is a pain in the freaking butt. It actually is, because one minuscule turn of the screw can move it like 6 thousandths, 7, 10 thousandths of an inch. So it's kind of a pain in the freaking butt to get set up. Probably because I haven't done a lot of it, because when we started, we was 6 liters, 6.4, and I just got a cutter for each one and left it alone. And I mean, I would do, I haven't changed the cutters. I mean, I don't know how many cylinder heads, the one that I did for a 6 liter intake, how many seats it's cut without being adjusted. I have no idea. I don't know, a crap load. You know, I'll always touch off on one and then lap it and double check, which. So we're gonna put this up on the 7.3, put these cutters back up, get the reamer, the drill reamer combo ordered, and then, you know, that'll be a pretty good step right there. We'll probably go ahead and order that and get those here, and I'll just do it. And then, I know we probably should, I just hate to go and get all those tools at the same time, get all that tooling, but maybe we should just get because they're the same. I think they're the same freaking size. It's just depths is different. Is that right? We've been printing up the service manual. Come over here in the freaking office, kind of, sort of office. We have been printing up everything we can, but it's not really cooperating because the disc is from 03. Y'all know what disc I'm talking about. We got the 4 discs, and it's not happy. Apparently, it's really hard to get whatever software to work right with everything. So we're gonna put all our stuff back up. I mean, I do have this one right here that does fit in there. It will work. Problem is, it's 1/2 inch guide. So it's for 1/2 inch, and we are 56. So whole new setup. And that's what we're gonna do right there, is drill that out, make it bigger, and put an entire insert in it. Does that look like it has a liner in it? No. That's what we're gonna do. Might as well brush them out. X marks the really big leaker. At least I think I do have this. Aha. So I have the guide. Ooh, that one's pretty nasty. I have the guide. to run my 375 Pilot. So at least we have that, which that one's loose. See, that one's loose and that one don't even go in. Tells you how. This is a straight up 8 though. A lot of times on these guides I'll have, I don't know if I have the other ones, but I've got like for 7mm for 6 liter, 6.4, I've got 7, 699, 698, 697. That way if we need to do any guides in something that is a little iffy, I can go a couple tenths down a little bit, you know, for a worn out guide or too tight of a guide, whatever. Normally it's worn out though. So after all the time I can't read because I wrote on it before, but this gives you the idea. This little cutter goes on here. Ooh, that might not be long enough. See, it's stuff like this. I'll have to just put it on. I mean, you can go by the numbers and everything, but we don't want to extend that out very far. I don't like touching it either. Let the cutter touch the seat down there. Let it touch it. Yeah, I don't want to do that, not one bit. Yeah, I don't have a lot of these, but I got some that are longer. I have to change the cutter in it. But, you know, you got different ones that can go on there and tighten it down. It's the same cutter as that one. It just has a different cutter in it. So I could just take that and put it in here. Problem with that is then I have to loosen this up and unadjust it because it is set for whatever that is. 6.0 intake, 6.4 intake, I'm not sure. I mean, we would know just by setting it down there and seeing. But that gets you an idea. That's the $200 part right there. Put it back in the little holder and we still cover it up. But I think that those little holders actually help with rust and crap being on it. We'll get to it when we get the tooling and then we'll show you cutting them out.